go to either a 5510 or a 5557, which is go see 5 previews, go see 5 old expireds, go see 5 properties that closed in the last 24 months, and then door knock 7 properties around it, right? Say yes. Yes. You've been hearing that from me for how long? Forever. Ever, and ever, and ever, and ever. Long time. And some of you do modified versions of it, and some of you don't. But what I get from you, from a lot of you, is if going to see 5 expireds is a good idea, then therefore 10 or 15 would be better. See? You're doing this, right? Or if, now I've never told you to go visit an NOD, have I? Never. Have I ever told any of you to go visit an NOT up here or personally or in a coaching call? Ever? No. And yet, many of you go visit NODs and you don't see just 5 and door knock properties around it. You then go out and see 5, 10, 15, or 20 of them, because if 5 is good, then therefore 10 or 15 is better. You guys with me on this? You don't want to be, but you with me? Yes. Good. Okay, this is a tough audience today. They don't want to admit this one, right? Okay, so here was my coaching call on Saturday. I had a coaching call on Saturday because I challenged this agent to do something a little bit different and do a little bit extra. So I got a call on a Saturday afternoon. Here was the deal. So they said they get more results going out on Saturday than they do by going out during the week. So I said, well, does that mean you don't go out during the week? No, we go out during the week, but we don't get as much results. All right? So I want you to write down these numbers. All right? So here's the way it is. We know that if you go and see, you go see expireds, you go to door knock, you go to phone canvas, whatever you do on any given day, Monday through Friday, that you're probably going to contact 30% of the people are going to be home. That's a number that we have solid statistics on. If you go see, if you knock on 100 doors, you're going to get 30 people, 30 contacts at home. Everybody with me on this? Is that the numbers you've been getting out there, yes or no? Yes. Okay, so 30% of the time we're going to get those numbers. Now, this couple went and saw, against my judgment, 11 expireds on Saturday. 11 expireds. So, here's 11 expireds, and it took them 2.5 hours to go see it, and they didn't do any door knocking in between there. And instead of 30%, because it's Saturday, they got 65% of the people home. Now that's a darn good number, right? Everybody with me? Yes. That was their statistic over the last 3 weeks, and they wanted to show me again that it was going to be the same thing for this week. So they did. They went out and they hit 11 expireds in 2.5 hours, and they got 65% of the people were home that they got to talk to. Pretty good numbers based on everything we know. So that means, what's 65% of 11? 7 contacts. So it took them 2.5 hours to get 7 contacts. All expireds. Okay. So I had a conversation with them, and I asked them in an hour, in general door knocking, and these are pretty good door knockers, how many doors could they hit in 1 hour? How many doors could you guys hit in 1 hour? 20, 25, 30 some. So they said 25. So that's a number that you guys would agree with, okay? So they hit 25 doors in 1 hour. So if you take 25 doors and you multiply it times 2.5, you come up with 63 doors. They have 11 because it takes gas and time to go through all 11. Everybody with me? In 2.5 hours, same amount of time. So they could do 63 doors. Now 63 doors at 30%, because that's what we normally get, would give us 19 contacts. Everybody with me? Now what's better, 7 or 19?
19.
What's better?
19.
19, right?
Yes.
But they had a terrific Saturday. They were very proud of this Saturday, and they got 65% of the people home. So what's 65% of 63? It's how many? 41, actually. So they got 41 contacts on Saturday, could have had 41 contacts on Saturday, but all they got was what? 7. Okay, so now you're going to say to me, yes, but those 7 were expireds, and expireds have a higher value than a cold door or a door that of somebody that has bought in the last 24 months. That's what you're going to tell me. And I'm going to say to you, you were right. What was the key word? Were. You were right. Last year. Last February. Last January. Because I would say that an expired on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most valuable in terms of going out and meeting them, that today an expired, well, let's say a year ago, an expired probably was in a 5-6 category. You might argue a 6-7. I would say a 5-6. But let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's call it, it used to be in the 6-7 category. A scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most valuable. It was a little above half, but not the most valuable, certainly not the least valuable. And last year, I would say that we could probably say that the doors, cold door, was probably a 2-3, at best a 3-4. Do you guys agree with me? So last year, if this was a 2-3 and that was a 6-7, you were right. Today. Remember, last year, most of the people we talked to at the door were down on the market. They were down on the market because the news media was down on the market. Everybody was last year, last January, February, December, January, February, talking about a year ago, was down on the market. The market wasn't as good, it wasn't as hot, people weren't talking about it, prices weren't coming up, etc., right? So today, when you door knock, people are excited about hearing from you. People are excited about the real estate business. Every single article that comes out of the news, every story that we hear from the media talks about the market being and getting better. So instead of being a 2-3 in terms of conversation at the door, we're probably a 3-4 or maybe a 4-5 in terms of people at the door. The expireds are a lot less. If they were at best a 6-7, I believe today they're probably a 5-6. So look at the difference here. You got a 4-5 indoors, and you have a 6-7 over here. And the people that are doing the NODs, you guys are nuts. You're absolutely nuts. The NODs are attached to short sales, right? Say yes. The banks are doing everything they can to modify the transactions today. Everything they can. It's politically correct to do that, as far as the media goes. It's not politically correct to evict people today. That's not cool, especially as the price is coming up. And what's going on with the prices? The prices are going up or down? Up. You shouldn't be... If you hit an NOD, you're going to hit an NOD because you were door knocking around all the other properties, not because you went directly to that door. Does that make sense? Okay. So why don't you do this? Anybody? Okay, I have a theory. The theory is it's my idea, not yours. And since it's my idea, and we tend to reject the other guy's idea as being his idea, and his idea or her idea is nowhere near as good as my idea, because when I think of the idea, it's a great idea, and when they think of the idea, ugh, that's not such a good idea. It's the truth. You guys can laugh. It's what we think. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm giving up. This is my idea. I have just given it away. It is now not my idea, and anyone else that wants it, they can adopt it, they can be their idea, and I'm rejecting this idea. How do you abandon it? You adopt an idea, but how do you get rid of it? Divorce. I'm going to divorce. Ooh, terrible word. Yuck. No, give me another word. I'm getting rid of that idea. Is everybody with me on this? You're killing yourselves. You go, listen to me. You go do your idea because you thought of it. If this is working and it makes sense and I do the math 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 and I show you, and you know, we can point to this person and this person and this person and that person, and they're doing it and they're making money and they're making money and they're making money and they're fixing their lives, etc., etc., etc. And yet you're sitting there saying, I'm going to go straight to the NODs. Well, did Neil tell you to do that? No. But Neil's not telling me the truth. See, Neil, we had this conversation last week, you know, Neil would tell his children and his grandchildren to go to NODs. But he would never tell this real estate company to go to NODs. Are you guys nuts? Do you think for 1 millisecond I would give you some bad advice? I don't get paid to give out bad advice. And if you don't know me, if you don't know I'm profit motivated, then you don't know me, okay? If I can't figure out how to make some kind of a nickel out of this deal, then I don't want to really play it. I want to help you. I try to help. But at the end of the day, I get paid. Did anybody notice that? I want to help. I really want to help. I'll take whatever time, whatever effort, whatever energy it needs to go in. I'll even give my idea to you. But you got to do it. Please take this. This stuff works. We're not even through with the first quarter of the year. There's amazing opportunity left in 2013. Amazing opportunity. So what I want to do is, first I'm going to take a little break and do a little bit of plugs and wants, because this is totally not what I wanted to talk about today. But on the way in this morning, it was really starting to upset me that you're not taking this. Does everybody get that this, 41 contacts is better than 7?
Yes.
The people, sorry?
More is better.
More is better. In this case, more is really better. 7 contacts, and God bless them. They thought they were right. And they were right. that working Saturday gives them 65% more numbers. But when I went through these numbers with them, they go, oh my gosh, look what they spent 2.5 hours of their lives getting 7 contacts. And the contacts, in my opinion, were almost of the same weighted value as the 41 contacts they could have gotten in the same period of time on the same day. And you've got to figure that talking to 41 people has got to be better than talking to 7 people in anybody's book during any period of time. Does that make sense? That talking to people, whether you're in the mortgage business, whether you're in the real estate business, whether you're in the, I don't know, talking to more people if you're in the management. It's better if I talk to more of you than if I talk to less of you. It is better. So think about that. Let's draw a line in your papers, please. Draw a line in your paper. And first of all, buyers to buy, seller.